All right, you guys ready? Does your wand work?
You talking to me?
Does my what?
Your wand.
You got to be gentle. You can't.
Wait, mine was
There it is.
You gotta, it's all about angle. It's not about.
All right, let's go live. We're going live. Quiet on the set.
Quiet on the set.
Quiet on the set. Rowdy group of people over
I
here.
know, right?
Right?
And action.
Welcome to Straight Shooting Firearms Talk Show presented by MyGunDiary.com and Drake Fine Sporting Arms of El Paso. With your hosts, Felix Menor and J. Scott Drake. And now, here they are.
Hello out there to all the goose. What's a goose? I was going to say ghosts and goblins.
I thought you were saying
No, I say goose. Welcome to Straight Shooting Firearms Talk Show, episode 14. It's our Halloween special tonight. I'm your host, Felix Menor. Alongside me, the one and only, he is now waiting for his Screen Actors Guild card. Yes.
Yeah, we did a thing.
We did a thing.
Yeah.
He can call himself an actor now. He is owner and proprietor of Drake Fine Sporting Arms, master gunsmith, Mr. J. Scott Drake.
Hi.
That's him, the one and only. And over to my right is our lovely spokesmodel. She is Francesca Ricciuti, everybody.
Come on, it's not there. It is.
And as you can see, we're all dressed up for Halloween tonight. Let me turn down this Halloween music a little bit. I mean, it's good ambiance, but we don't want it to be overwhelming. We're all dressed up for Halloween tonight. Scott is a hunter, right? Is that right? Like a turn-of-the-century hunter?
Yeah, sure. We'll go with that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, officially, what are you dressed as?
Scott.
Probably the
He wears
scariest thing
everything.
on earth. I'm an English colonialist or something. I don't know.
Yeah, you look like an English hunter.
Right,
Yeah, that's
yeah.
what it is. A fox hunter.
Uh-huh.
And the other thing you'll notice, Scott is without facial hair tonight. Yeah.
It just fell off. I was in the shower.
I might get that checked out. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Francesca is dressed as a Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. And now I'll give everybody one guess as to what I am dressed as.
Baseball player.
It's not baseball player.
Correct.
Due to the size of my belly and my age, I am a baseball team manager.
There we go. So you're like Tommy Lasorda.
Yes, exactly. You got it right. Yeah. My jersey is of the Texas Rangers, although I've got this Korean flag on it, and my name on the back is written in Korean. I'll show a picture of it. And the number I have on my jersey is number 69. It's the year I was born.
Yeah.
Come on, people, please. Hey, we've got, as always, we like to thank our sponsor, Cerakote Southwest, and they're featured in the show a couple of times tonight, as always, and you can find them where?
CerakoteSW.com. And you can also check out, not only do they do jobs like this,
Yes.
they also do laser engraving, custom laser engraving, so you can go online, check out that type of stuff that they've done before, and they have over 120 colors to choose from if you want a Cerakote job. So
We had a guy looking at the Smith & Wesson M&P custom Cerakote job tonight. This guy came into the shop. I guess he didn't know we were closed.
Yeah, I do more business on the days that I'm closed sometimes than I do when I'm open.
But he liked it. He caught his eye. They do a good job, and we feature them a little later on in something that we're going to show on the show tonight. So with that, let me tell you what's on the show tonight. Of course, we're going to start out with our guns in the news, and the stories we're featuring tonight. We've got one about an ATF agent who parked his car somewhere. I'm not sure where, and the car was loaded with firearms, packed with firearms. He parked his car. The car got stolen. All the firearms got stolen. What a knucklehead.
I hope you have a sad trombone for that.
I do. I'll find it, or I'll throw it in later, but I do have it. And then the second story, there's a guy, a very wealthy guy, somebody who can afford his own World War II Sherman tank. He bought one, he restored it, but the story is that he parked it in front of his house, and the HOA was not too happy about it.
I saw that story.
Yeah,
you
but
said that.
you got to love the guy's attitude. You'll see the news story. This guy's my hero, and you'll see why. And then the last story, of course, the legendary actor R. Lee Ermey. He's a big gun enthusiast. You've seen him on a lot of gun shows and a lot of movies. He's got a new show out, and we're going to show a little clip about it, and maybe review it a little bit.
We're going to wear out that sad trombone tonight, aren't we?
And then the big event tonight for our Halloween special is our Great Pumpkin Shootout 2017. AK Steve, myself, and the whole crew, we went out yesterday, we took out a bunch of pumpkins, and the idea originally was just to go blow up pumpkins, but we said, let's make it a competition. So we took out a double-barrel shotgun, we set up 7 clay targets and 3 pumpkins each, and we had to engage them and shoot them, and we had a competition. But tonight we're going to get the Facebook viewers' input because they're going to determine the winner. I'm not going to give away who got what score or who got the fastest time, but it was basically who shot the most out of 10 targets in the quickest time. But we had one of us who got clearly more targets, but they did not get the fastest time. So we're going to get, the Facebook viewers are going to vote on who wins, and Francesca will keep an eye as always on the
So
Facebook
start
feed.
thinking about how you want to vote, because I know we have like equal parts family watching, so
Yes.
you can't just vote for your child.
And then lastly, our gunsmithing job of the week. For the first time, we're going to have a real-time live gunsmithing job done right here. Of course, Scott says it's very easy, but the shotgun.
Well, I don't even know what's wrong with it, man. We'll find out though.
Okay.
Yeah.
The shotgun that we shot is a double-barrel coach gun for the Great Pumpkin Shootout, the shotgun that we used, and it was having some trouble. You would cock the hammer back, but the trigger wouldn't pull. And so Scott said he could fix it. I said, let's do it live on the show, and that'll be the gunsmithing job of the week tonight. So that's what we've got lined up for the show. And with that, we do want to take a moment to say hello to all of our Facebook viewers watching on Facebook Live. Our spokesmodel, Francesca, is the one who handles all the comments. And now, with that, let me just get right into it. I was going to mention some other things. But last week you said something that you wish you had what?
A tablet.
A tablet.
Thing
And you
that
know,
I want to be able to.
we do appreciate you being our spokesmodel. You're doing a great job, and it's just our gesture to say thank you. I told you I had a surprise for you.
Yeah.
We got you a tablet.
Yay!
I mean, that gets a round of applause, yeah?
Yay!
Now, don't lose that. On the front, there's an activation code. You need that activation code to work the tablet. So
Okay.
don't lose that little piece of paper.
Cool.
And then the other thing I got an update about. Now, you remember last week we showed the T-shirt graphic, right? We put in a request for a guy to do a graphic for a new T-shirt, which was a parody of The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly.
Yeah.
He did a horrible job. So I said,
No, I thought he did a great job.
on yours, yes, he did a great job.
Yeah.
But he did send me. I said, look, let's just.
I can't help it that she didn't want to look like old woman Wiggins from the amusement park.
When it came to my caricature and Francesca's caricature, the artist failed miserably, and he sent me a third version of it, which I am not going to show because it's even worse than the first version.
Yeah.
So
I like to say I looked like Avatar, though. That one I think
A
is a
little
little
bit,
bit
yeah.
better.
I threw in the towel and said, look, let's just go back to our original idea, which was.
I don't know why, but yours they always seem to come out like a Napoleon Dynamite drawing. It's like, it took me an hour to shade the lid. Awful.
I told him, just nix that idea. Let's go back to the original concept, which was the squirrel. It was going to be you, me, and a squirrel. And this was the first version that he sent me. And look at does that even look like a squirrel? That looks like a strange
What is that? Looks like a.
alien
I
animal
don't
of some
even know,
sort. Yeah. But then he finally he got it pretty okay with this version of it.
I like that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is the one we're going to go with. We're going to order T-shirts. And speaking of T-shirts, I did get the first order of T-shirts in, and that's something else we have.
Steve can model it, actually. He's got one on.
Yeah, he's got one
Yeah,
on.
why
But
don't you do a runway?
we've also got one for Francesca. Gets a T-shirt. Yeah. So that gets another
Look
round
at
of
all the
applause. Look at all these
presents.
gifts tonight.
Huh. The camera just went fuzzy, just so you know. Yeah.
Which one?
The live.
Yeah, but that's not us. That's Facebook.
Okay.
Yeah. Which is why, let me mention, that's a good segue right there, Scott. So we've had some comments from the Facebook viewers saying that one of the problems with watching our show on Facebook Live is that you can't see the close-up of what's being showed on the television screen.
Yeah, well, subscribe to YouTube, guys.
Yeah, that's why you have to watch the YouTube show. You just go to straightshootingshow.com. Every Tuesday it goes up. I spend all Monday night to like midnight editing the thing. We've got 4 cameras.
Felix does a lot of work for the YouTube channel.
We do a lot of coffee. So yes, go to straightshootingshow.com. You can watch the show on YouTube. I edit it Monday night. It goes up Tuesday, and you get a much better version of the show. The Facebook Live is just kind of like a bonus. Now, if the viewers want an improvement, there is a device that we can purchase. It's like $500 though, man. I'm into the show for like $2,000 already.
Right.
Maybe a little less. But you can buy, but then we need somebody. Steve will, I guess, have to be the camera guy because he's going to have to control the app. But with that device and the app, we can zoom in on the Facebook Live, zoom in on whatever we want. So we'll see about that in the future.
I'm just glad Steven's so amiable towards everything we ask him to do, you know, like.
Yeah.
He knows what voluntold means. He's kind of.
He does have a starring role tonight.
He does, yeah.
As well.
You're going to like this.
We'll keep moving along. But with that, I do want to mention, go to straightshootingshow.com for everything to do with the show. And we are adding the Facebook group, which is Straight Shooting. So if you just search Facebook for Straight Shooting, you'll find the group. You can join the group. It's fully interactive. And the new Instagram that I just opened today is at Straight Shooting Show. Instagram at Straight Shooting Show. And so everything is going to be falling under straightshootingshow.com. So that's what we want to talk about. And that's it. So now, Francesca being the official spokesmodel, when she first got the job, her first episode, we told her that we had video footage of her of us telling her that she got the job.
Yes.
Now, we didn't actually have the
I thought
footage.
that you were really sneaky.
Yes, it was a joke. It was a parody. What I showed was a clip from The Life Aquatic in which
Which we just kind of thought would be funny.
yeah, Bill
you know?
Murray's character tells
Right.
Owen Wilson's character is asking, hey, if you want to join the team.
Right.
All right, so it's a very short clip. I just want to show you the parody real quick.
Would you like to join my crew?
Would I like to?
I want you on Team Zissou.
I don't think I can do that.
Why not?
Well, it's not my field. I don't have the background for it.
No one here does. Klaus used to be a bus driver. Wolodarski was a high school substitute teacher. We're a pack of strays. Don't you get it? This girl uses these for continuity. Here.
Oh, no.
No exceptions. Everyone gets one. Anne-Marie, do the interns get Glocks?
No, they all share one.
Take it then.
Okay, so that's the parody that we actually, I'm sorry, that's not the parody.
That's a real thing.
That's the real thing, but I told Francesca that was supposed to be the video footage.
You also said on episode 11 that I get a gun, that I get a Glock.
Yeah, yes, well, that falls on Scott. I don't own a gun store, but he does. Okay, now, after we showed that, then we promised, or we said that we were going to show the actual real footage of us asking her to be on the team, and so that's what we're going to show tonight. And so here for the first time is the premiere of the actual time when we did ask Francesca to be on the show.
Would you like to join our crew?
Would I like to?
I want you on Team Straight Shooting.
Well, I don't think I can do that.
Well, why not?
I don't have the background for it. It's not even my field.
Well, none of us do. Felix used to be a tennis pro. Steven made hand-blown light bulbs. We're a pack of strays. Don't you get it?
Scott, I'm not even that good of a shooter. The answer is yes.
Well, it's gotta be. I'll order you a red cap and a bikini. Cut. Felix, why aren't you rolling?
Could I have a word with you, please?
Why aren't you getting this? That was a damn tearjerker. Why did you cut it, man?
Because the sound is going to be shit. She doesn't even know how to hold a boom. She doesn't know diddly about what we do.
Don't cut unless I say cut.
I've never seen so many guns in all my life.
Felix uses these for continuity. Here you go.
Oh, no.
No exceptions. Everybody gets one. Hey, Steve! Do the spokesmodels get M&P 2.0s from Sierra Coast Southwest?
No, they all share one.
Just take it.
So as you can see, what a coincidence, though, that it was so similar to what they did on.
Very similar, man.
We have a similar sense of style.
Right.
Yeah.
With the
Well,
cast.
I didn't even have to. I just dressed like that. You know?
Steve was a really good sport about that because at first when he went to go sit in the chair, he was wearing his T-shirt but he took it upon himself because in the original scene, the intern, she's topless. You can't really tell; it's a long shot.
Right.
But yeah, he took his shirt off for the scene. So for the sake of the artistic, for artistic sake, for creativity's sake.
It would have ruined the scene if you hadn't, though.
Yeah. And I'm really proud of you guys for not laugh. Like, I could see you trying not to laugh and you totally controlling it. Props. That's why you are a movie star.
Yeah, he's going to get a Screen Actors Guild card.
Yeah.
And so you can watch, if you go to Straight Shooting Show, you can watch that parody right now. It's live right now, so go to straightshootingshow.com. And with that, it's time to get into the news.
This week in firearms news and current events.
I think we're going to be replaying that parody, a few times. But let's start out with our first story here in Guns in the News, and this one is the ATF agent who had a bunch of guns in his car. I guess ATF agents have a bunch of guns. I don't know where they were from, but he had a sizable quantity of them. Parked his car somewhere, and the guns got stolen. So let's
New tonight, an ATF agent's car filled with multiple guns stolen near a popular local beach, and now there are questions on the whereabouts of those weapons and whether they were secured properly in the car. NBC 7's Alex Brochet is near Blacks Beach in La Jolla now with the story for us. Alex.
Yeah, you look around, it's a really nice neighborhood, and there are no real red flags that if you park around here, you might get your car stolen. But that's exactly what happened. And Mark, as we now know, this wasn't just any regular car.
Not much traffic on Black Gold Road Thursday night, but early in the day, this is a popular La Jolla surf spot with Blacks Beach below. This stretch is often lined with cars. In the morning, one of those cars was reported stolen. Thing is, it was the car of an ATF agent. San Diego police telling us the car was unmarked, so from the outside, it wasn't obvious that it belonged to a federal agent. On the inside, though, there were definitely signs. SDPD telling us the agent had multiple guns in the car. Now, the reason this is a big deal, you may be familiar with the Kate Steinle murder trial going on in the Bay Area now. Prosecutors say in 2015, the 32-year-old was fatally shot by an undocumented immigrant as she walked on the San Francisco Pier 14. An investigation later showed the gun used in her death was stolen from the car of an off-duty Bureau of Land Management agent just days earlier. The trial for the man accused of her murder started just last week. This high-profile case prompted legislation. The governor signed SB 869 last year. It requires law enforcement officers and concealed weapon permit holders who leave firearms in their cars to lock them in a safe box or in the trunk. And that's something that will certainly be scrutinized in this incident.
Yeah, for sure. So apparently, I wasn't aware of that California passed a law that required that you were responsible, you got to secure them. So here we have an ATF agent who did not secure his firearms.
Yeah, but they stole a car.
Okay, so that's going to be an interesting gray area in the law, though. So, but let's put ourselves in his shoes, right? I'm an ATF agent. Let's say we're partners. We're ATF agent partners, right?
Yeah.
We've got our firearms and we've got other firearms, whatever if they're from a case or whatever it is. There were several firearms in the car. We parked the car somewhere. That falls on us, right?
Right.
The guy, if he has to, he's got to drive to their headquarters, take those firearms out of the car, secure them, and then go out to dinner or whatever they were doing.
Yeah, why is he screwing around at the beach with a car full of guns?
At La Jolla Beach.
At La Jolla Beach,
of all places. Yeah.
Have you been to San Diego? It's like the Detroit of the West Coast.
I was late on the. I was on fire. I was on point last week.
I've stayed in downtown San Diego. It's scary. You don't want to leave your hotel. You stay in your hotel.
Anyway, so yeah, last year or a couple of years ago, somebody, it said Bureau of Land Management had his car broken into, a gun got stolen, and that gun was used to kill a reporter in San Francisco or kill somebody. So
the reporters are always sticking their nose in places they don't need to be anyway.
It was probably a targeted shooting. All right, so this is the real story that I want to do tonight. Is the guy
that was for Andrew Polk, our buddy, the reporter.
Oh, he's a reporter?
Yeah.
This is the story of the guy that parked his tank in his front yard.
Well, Ron, take a look. This is the real deal, an authentic World War II tank right in the middle of River Oaks. Today I talked to the man who owns it, Tony Busby. He told me he's not too worried about that HOA letter.
Tony Busby owns the tank, but his homeowners association says it has to go. Marcelino Benito spoke with the owner.
Well, Ron, take a look. This is the real deal, an authentic World War II tank right in the middle of River Oaks. Today I talked to the man who owns it, Tony Busby. He told me he's not too worried about that HOA letter. In fact, he told me he will move his tank only when he is ready to move his tank. In the heart of River Oaks,
Oh, and you can charge admission out here.
neighbors
It's great for America.
are coming face to face with history without ever leaving the neighborhood.
This particular tank landed at Normandy on D+4, liberated Paris, and ultimately went all the way to Berlin. This is a piece of American history. But for this type of vehicle, we would not have won the war.
Attorney Tony Busby bought the fully functional World War II tank overseas last year for $600,000.
Took a year to get here, and now it's here on River Oaks Boulevard.
And the River Oaks Property Owners Group isn't happy about it.
And it's not violating any ordinance, but for some reason it makes the Homeowners Association board uncomfortable.
They sent Busby this letter saying it impedes traffic, causes a safety issue, and is causing serious concerns for neighbors.
If you're offended by it, I would tell you lighten up. Just lighten up. I mean, my goodness, it ain't hurting you anyway.
But finding those concerned neighbors wasn't easy.
I wish it was permanent.
Everyone we spoke to loves it.
I think it's an asset. And I think if you watch the cars, everyone slows down and says, wow, that's America.
You saw there was 15 or 20 people here this morning, kids crawling up, parents taking pictures. And that's cool because it reminds people that, you know, what we're all about, what our history's about.
Busby says he's not losing too much sleep over that HOA letter. For now, he's keeping his new tank right where it is.
I guess they could ticket it. I guess they could try to tow it. But the truth is, until I decide to move it, it ain't going anywhere.
Seem to be pretty cool about it, you know? And so let's say there was a tank in your neighborhood, a World War II Sherman tank. Who is the person at the Homeowners Association or in that neighborhood that complains?
Some communist.
It's right. It's either that or the lady with the "Can I speak to the manager" haircut.
Right.
That's who it is.
The wedge.
Yeah.
That's what.
And so it's not like somebody's going to load up the gun, and shoot it.
I mean, you could.
Maybe. Yeah. But I mean, that's not.
That'd be cool.
I think it'd be cool too. Probably not in the neighborhood though. Yeah.
Yeah.
You'd be the one to shoot it in the neighborhood.
Accidentally.
Yeah.
I mean, even the neighborhood that they were parked in looked like a historical neighborhood as well. So, I mean, would you not contribute to the history of your neighborhood?
Right. And who is going to, the guy is an attorney, he's doing very well. He bought a $600,000 tank.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, it's not going anywhere. What are you going to do? Give him a $25 a day fine from the Homeowners Association?
I doubt
that person wishes they had a tank and just.
To me, not only is the tank part of Americana, but the attitude of like, you know what, go to hell, leave me alone. Everybody likes the tank. Leave the tank.
Right.
I'm going to stand here and smoke my cigar.
You know what I would do? I would tell them, get a petition. If you can get 50% of the homeowners in this area to sign.
Because they said that they couldn't find people.
Right, they can't find people. They said they can't find anybody who didn't like it.
It's one person or one cruddy old person on the HOA. All right, another piece of America.
If you don't like Sherman tanks, you're not American. How about that?
Another piece of Americana is a guy named R. Lee Ermey. Now, we all know R. Lee Ermey. He starred in so many films.
I'm supposed to tell you it's Gunny Ermey.
Gunny Ermey. His name's R. Lee Ermey.
Yeah, it is R. Lee Ermey.
He's retired. I don't have to. I mean, yeah, he's a gunnery sergeant.
Gunny.
Yeah, Gunny Ermey. His new show is called Gunny Time, and that's why we're bringing him up. He starred in Apocalypse Now. He had a part as a helicopter pilot in Apocalypse Now. Of course, a lot of people know him from Full Metal Jacket, but he's been in a lot of films. And he's done a number of gun shows on cable channels, but he's got a new one out. And I was flipping channels yesterday, and what caught my eye about it, now when you think of R. Lee Ermey, you think of his signature, hoo-ah, right? And he's the tough Marine, but he's now quite elderly. And he's out in front doing the show, and God bless him for doing the show. But don't you think there comes a time where everybody should know it's time to hang it up?
Yeah, I mean... Yeah, we love the Gunny. He's a great guy. He's been doing this stuff forever.
Yeah. So I'm going to play a 2-minute clip from his new show. Everybody can take a look at it, and then we'll discuss our opinions of him. And it's not to knock him. Obviously, he's a legend. He's a legend in Hollywood, not just in the gun community. But I think the new show leaves a lot to be desired, and also it looks like it's time for Gunny to just hang it up. Let's see what you think.
Ready for the Gunny version of Beauty and the Beast? We're talking about the Soviet PPS-43 submachine gun and the American-made M1 and M2 carbine. Trust me, that
little frail.
And it's got some green on there, so I like to think that that's a
So this guy's not funny.
That may not be quite
He thinks, the guy thinks he's funny. Watch this.
But anyway, I'm kind of anxious to shoot it just to see how screwed up it is. Yeah, let's go see if it breaks. Yeah. I'm ready.
It's obnoxious.
Yeah. It might just blow up. I don't know. Russian gun, it's old. We'll see. We got a med kit. I'll watch you six. Okay, let's get that Kim shoot out for there.
So they have the standard, I call this cookie cutter television. For a gun show, it's just standard. You set up some targets, you put it in slow motion. It's nothing terribly creative.
Tuck in that shirt, comb that hair, and pop a breath mint. Because it's time to meet an American
I think he's cute.
Look here what we've got. Looks almost like a little toy, doesn't it? It's the M1 carbine. Used when we were island hopping back in World War II. These were great.
Is it just me or is he's kind of slurring his words a little bit?
It's kind of dangerous.
That's what it is, right?
Trajectory about like that.
So let me show you how you can fold.
She's extremely informative, though.
Watch this.
Like this, and you
Oh,
just
whoa, that's right up. Whoa, good.
Look at that.
Glad I watched the show. I wouldn't have been able to figure it out. And then for their last segment here, they set up some paint cans and they put it in slow motion when they shoot it.
Oh, I want to do that.
That's pretty good. All right,
I'll tell you what,
Okay, so now, more than anything, what concerns me, and it's not the content of the show, it's great. They got a show on, they got a sponsor. He's sponsored by Glock. His two co-hosts or guests are sponsored by Glock. It's all Glock.
Mm-hmm.
But looking at him, he doesn't look healthy.
I don't think we're not saying anything bad about the gunny. He's a great guy. I think it's just time for him to hang it up, though.
Yeah, that's my opinion.
Right.
And I want, if I'm a producer, okay,
Right.
I'm looking at it from the point of the television
All
producer.
at this point, unless Ermey needs the money, which I doubt he does, they're probably just exploiting him for ratings, really, at this point.
Right. If I'm the producer, who else are you going to get with a name that's recognizable?
Right.
If Arlie Ermey's name is recognizable, wheel him on out here.
Right.
Wheel him on out here, prop him up. You made the joke before the show when we were watching the clip that the table that he was leaning on is probably the only thing holding him up.
Mm-hmm.
And
the gun might not be the only thing on a stand.
Right. And it's kind of reminiscent. Now, recently, Guns N' Roses came to El Paso, and some of my friends wanted to go. I don't want to go see a 62-year-old, Axl Rose.
No, I want to see 20-year-old Axl Rose when he had energy and he could scream. And
that's exactly right. And then last year they played at the Coachella Music Festival. I went to that, and Axl Rose had broken his foot and could not stand. He did the show seated, just like that, just like you guys are seated, like we're seated. Take me down. I don't want to see him just sitting.
No.
62 years old sitting. It was pathetic, really. And the gunny, he's getting old. And
see, I completely disagree with you guys.
Okay,
I think he is adorable. He's cute. He's just a cute old man, and he's still so excited about what he's talking about. And I really hope that nobody is exploiting him for ratings, because that's just rude and that's mean. But I think he's adorable.
Now, probably if it was me and there was money on the table that said, hey, we want to do a show, we want you to host it, here's X amount of dollars, I wouldn't care if I was 85 years old and I had to have my nurse, on set with me to wipe my slobber off, my drool.
So, from his point of view, I would keep going too. But,
For sure, yeah. Hey, with that, let's segue out of the guns and the news and get on to the big event of the show tonight, which is our Great Pumpkin Shootout. Now, over here, you can see our custom pumpkin for Halloween that I had somebody, I found somebody on Facebook. I just put up an ad saying, can anybody carve a pumpkin? I'm going to give you our logo, can you carve the pumpkin? Somebody answered the ad, they carved the pumpkin for a straight shooting show with the logo on it. Cool. But what we did is we took out a double-barrel coach shotgun, we went out to the desert.
Speaking of, since I'm going to have to fix that while we're doing this, hand it to me now.
Okay.
Let me get started. All right. Because I don't know what's going on with it.
Well, here it is. This is a very common Chinese-made double-barrel coach gun. And let's get on to the video with the Great Pumpkin Shootout of 2017. Now, I'm going to have to jump around a little bit here because it's a few minutes long. And you can also go and watch this in its
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Felix here with Francesca and Scott from StraightShootingShow.com. Here comes AK Steve. And today we're doing a little pumpkin shoot for Halloween, and we're going to shoot this 12 gauge coach gun, which is basically like the cheapest shotgun you can get. Well, I shouldn't say that.
Yeah, they're good though.
Yeah, they're good. It's one of the most fun shotguns I've ever had. And it takes 2 shells. There's 2 triggers, 1 for each side. Got a cock each hammer. What we've got are 10 targets, 7 clay targets on little stands, and 3 pumpkins each. Each of us are going to shoot 10 shots out of the shotgun with a lot of changes because it only holds 2 rounds. And we're going to do who gets the most targets in the shortest amount of time, blowing up pumpkins for Halloween. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
No, I mean, that's basically it. That's what we're doing.
Yeah.
You can tell this was scripted.
Yeah, right? Yeah. We're a high budget scripted show.
Totally high budget. Great. I like Steve's lines.
Yeah.
You did a great job on his lines. All right, let's get started. Okay, shooter ready?
Yep.
And begin. Now, because they're going to be seeing this. So 10 shots each, right? You got to reload after 2 shots.
Yeah, and it's a little hard to.
Yeah, it was. And you'll see the targets are we probably had them out there about 50 meters, would you say, Scott? He's busy. Doesn't even want to watch himself shoot. All right, so I'm going to jump ahead for sake of time. Scott got 7
Just jump ahead to mine.
Scott got 7 out of 10. I am going to jump ahead to yours because Steve, who went next, got 1 out of 10. Yeah. And if you want to watch the video in its entirety, just go to straightshootingshow.com. We've got the video in its entirety. And here's Francesca. Francesca got 9 out of 10. Yeah. Girl power, right?
But I think it's pretty obvious the one that got the slowest time.
Yes.
Because I mean, I'm taking a very long time between them.
And then I did pretty well. I got 7 out of 10, but not as fast as Scott. And then here you're going to see why we're talking about this coach shotgun as the gunsmithing job of the week, because you're going to see it's going to stick. I caught the hammers. I think it's the next iteration. So you break open the barrel, you load it, you cock the hammers, and I think this is the click. No, maybe the next one. I promise it's the next one.
It's the next one, it's the next one.
Here it is, here it is. Yep, see? You see that? The hammer's cocked. The hammer is cocked back. I'm pulling the trigger, it's not going. So I went to the second barrel, and it happens again on the next one. The hammer's cocked and it's not shooting. All right, so we're going to stop the video there. All right, so the total elapsed time, yours was 1 minute and 17 seconds, and you got 9 out of 10 targets.
Yes.
Scott, he got through the 10 targets in 49 seconds, which is a considerable difference, but he only got 7 out of 10. Myself and AKSD were not in the running. Where our time, my score was low, 7 out of 10, but slow time. And as I said, Steve only got 1 out of 10, so we're not in the running. So what we want the Facebook viewers to decide and put in the comments is who should we crown as the winner of the Great Pumpkin Shootout of 2017. Should it be Francesca with 9 out of 10, but with a time of 1 minute 17, which is the slowest time of the day, or Scott with 7 out of 10, but in 49 seconds.
The fastest time of the day, literally at the
fastest
extremes.
time of the day, yeah. So we're putting it to the Facebook viewers, the Facebook Live viewers, right now in the comments. Go right now, leave a comment. Who should we crown the winner? Scott or Francesca? And while you guys are voting, we're going to move on to that, to the gunsmithing job of the week. Now, let's take a look over here at the double barrel shotgun. And as you were flipping through it, what did you discover?
All the screws in your locks were loose.
Okay, now
that's basically it.
When you say that, now when I had this at home and I was cleaning it prior to the shoot, I noticed that these 2 side panels.
Right. So that's a side lock shotgun, with the hammers.
Okay.
So basically, what happened was your side locks came loose because the screws, just loosened up.
Right.
And it wasn't engaging the trigger. So if you try it now.
But with that, let's segue because we got a little bit more to talk about with this shotgun.
It's time for the Gunsmithing Job of the Week.
All right, the gunsmithing job of the week is we've been talking about this double barrel Coach shotgun. This is one of the most fun shotguns that I've ever owned. I love this shotgun. The Coach shotgun harkens back to the days of the Old West, right? The reason why they call it a Coach gun is because the guy riding shotgun on the stagecoach would usually carry something like this. Now, could you tell us, Scott, why this would be the weapon of choice for somebody riding shotgun on a stagecoach?
Because nobody wants to get shot with a shotgun.
That's true. Yeah, absolutely. Even with its slower rate of fire.
Well, back in those days, I mean, you have to understand there were threats coming from everywhere. I mean, you never knew who was gonna, try and stop your coach and either steal what you had or rob the passengers or kill you just out of meanness.
Right. But yeah, it's an excellent weapon for self-defense. I mean, yeah, a 12-gauge shotgun is going to do some heavy damage, and that's one of the reasons I keep this by the bed. This is my home defense shotgun because my pump-action shotgun went kaput.
Yeah.
As if you watch the show, you'll know my pump-action shotgun.
Felix has the worst, like we destroy shotguns all the time.
Now, so this was an easy fix. The side panels were loose. All you did was you took it apart, you tightened everything down, and now it's back in working order. I'm not going to do it because people will skew us on Facebook and on YouTube if I cock these hammers and pull the trigger.
You want me to do it?
Yeah, I can do it. I'm not going to take responsibility for that.
Hey, look, I'm clearing it because there's nothing in there. And then I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to dry fire it. Amazing, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Awesome.
So now we're going to get a million comments about how it's bad to dry fire your guns.
Probably.
Yeah. So.
Hey, okay. So, but then as we were looking at this shotgun before the show, we'll pass it around like we always do to our studio audience. We noticed something else about this shotgun that needed repair. And if you look closely, I don't know if you can see it under the lights.
We'll get a close up. We always say that, but we will.
I did. I took pictures of it. The front of the shotgun, you'll see the barrels.
Right here, both barrels actually. Both barrels actually have a bulge about an inch back from the muzzle.
You see that?
And we didn't notice that until we were looking at it tonight.
Wow.
So what would cause that bulge in the barrel, Scott?
It could be just the cheapness of the steel that they used. I mean, that's where the choke starts. If I don't know what the chokes are in these barrels, but maybe the constriction of the chokes couldn't take the slugs that we were using yesterday.
But then there's another problem with it too that you notice is that there's a split.
Well, because of the bulge in the barrel, it actually separated the solder that holds those barrels together. And hang on, I'm popping in the microphone. It's driving me nuts. There we go. So it separated the solder that actually holds the barrels together. And in that, without resoldering those barrels, you take a chance on the barrels actually separating from the ribs, and now you've got two barrels that are not together anymore.
So we don't want to shoot this, but with these problems came an opportunity, and tell me about your new plans to not only fix the shotgun, but customize this shotgun.
Yeah, so I mean, it's already jacked up, right?
Right.
So let's hack this barrels down. We'll hack them down to about 18 inches. We'll come in, we'll do porting on both sides. We'll lengthen out the forcing cones. On this gun, you don't need choke barrels anyway. If these were choked, I don't know why. They would be. But anyway, we'll cut them out behind the chokes, longer than 18 inches, so it's still legal. We'll lengthen the forcing cones on the internal of the barrels, and then we'll port it here. And then we'll put a new butt pad on this thing, because this is brutal. I don't know if you can hear that,
all right,
but it's like a rock.
So we have our work cut out for us. I'm going to have to come into the shop so we can film it.
I'm also going to resolder the barrels.
Holy moly, there's a lot of work to be done. So stay tuned and see the transformation that happens to this double barrel shotgun. And once again, if you want to watch the full video, the full length video, you have to stay tuned and watch the parodies. Go to straightshootingshow.com, watch the Great Pumpkin Shootout of 2017, and watch to the end and watch not the parodies, the bloopers. Yeah, the bloopers are where it's at. You got to watch the bloopers on this thing. So, hey, with that, it's time to talk about what's on the show next week. Now, normally on my shot list, I call it, when we talk about everything we're going to talk about on the show, I have something written for what's on the show next week. But today,
you literally just wrote the question,
Yeah.
and so I don't know if you're asking me or if I'm asking you, and I think nobody.
Yeah, what is on the show next week?
You want me to answer?
Yeah, you got something?
Yeah, we're going to shoot some stuff, and then we'll play video of that, and then we're going to go over some stuff that happens in the news. And then
videos.
We'll do a gunsmithing thing. Maybe I'll have this one done. What do you think?
By next week?
Yeah, you want to do that? We'll have this one done by next week. We'll show it again.
That is, I think, quite ambitious, don't you think?
Well, have you met me?
Let's do it.
Ambition is my fourth middle name.
Let's do it. Okay, that's a good challenge for next week. That shot.
The other ones are
done.
awesome, danger,
Yeah.
and then in that order.
Hey, it's been a great show, everybody. We want to thank you for watching. Thank everybody for watching on Facebook Live. Be sure to, as always, watch the YouTube show at straightshootings.com because that's the fully edited version. We want to thank our sponsor, Cerakote Southwest, as always. You can find them at Cerakote Southwest on Instagram or go to cerakotesw.com. And it's been another great show. We want to thank everybody.
Sorry, I was taking votes.
Oh, do we have the, let's, who is the winner?
So I lost my earpiece, so I don't know if I'm talking to
Oh, you're fine. You're fine.
Scott got 1 vote.
Hey.
And Steve got 2 votes.
He was not even supposed to be one of the options.
You know what? Jasmine says that you're a hottie, so she voted for you.
Scott's
mom.
Yeah.
Scott's mom voted.
Yeah.
My mom voted.
She voted, but she didn't call you a hottie.
Yeah, no, that was the one that said. And then I got 4 votes.
Hey. All right.
They said accuracy over speed.
Okay. Yeah. So there you go. Our winner.
I was unconcerned, but congrats.
The winner of the Great Pumpkin Shootout 2000. Now that means we're gonna have to have a Great Pumpkin Shootout 2000.
Well, we gotta work on these rules, man.
Yeah. Well, this was the first time.
Right.
Yeah. We weren't even gonna have a competition. We got out there and said, let's make
We
it a
should come
competition.
up with some sort of bracket and then let
A tournament.
more people.
Tournament.
Right.
Ooh, now we're getting fancy.
Yeah.
Hey, it's been another great show. We'll see you all next time for another great edition of straightshootings.com. Hey, thanks for watching. Be sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and leave a comment. Tell us what you think about double barrel shotguns and blowing up pumpkins.
There's like a swoop of pumpkin guts. Swoop of pumpkin guts.
Stay tuned for the next episode of Straight Shooting when we take another shot.